Week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel.
Let's hop into a few clips of JD Vance on Fox News speaking out on the supposed ceasefire between Israel and Iran, the US strike, and just all of the tensions in the Middle East. So take a moment, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a ton. It gives us a huge boost in the algorithm. And let's see what nonsense we can debunk.
The president, without, knock on wood, having a single American casualty, obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. We are now in a place where we weren't a week ago. A week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. Now, Iran is incapable of building a nuclear weapon with the equipment they have because we destroyed it. So that's a very, very big thing. Now, what that means, I think, is we have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds. Because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build a long-term settlement here to where we can have peace in the region, where our regional allies and, of course, the American people, most importantly, can be secured.
Bret Baier, of course, goes on to ask none of the follow-up questions that any real journalist worth their weight in salt would. Like, oh, if you're saying Iran was able to build a nuke, what does all intelligence say on the matter? Why does it all disagree with you? And why was no radioactive elements or contaminants found when you bombed? Or if you need, or there's such importance for this denuclearization deal with Iran, as you mentioned, do you concede it was a grave failure of Trump's to kill the perfectly good one we had in place? Or what about, historically speaking, when has denuclearization through force ever worked without prolonged conflict, especially when measured up to historic diplomatic efforts, the SALT talks, the START treaties, the Budapest memorandums? So why are you choosing this avenue and not the one that historically has fared way better?
The president's been extremely clear about America's national objective here. It is to create a world where Iran cannot build a nuclear weapon. We, of course, destroyed the nuclear program that they had, and the president told the entire team, we're going to work to make sure that they don't try to rebuild that nuclear capability in the future. And it's, look, this is a great thing. For Israel, think about this. They've accomplished an important military objective. They've helped us destroy the Iranian nuclear program. They've also destroyed the conventional missile capability of Iran that threatened the country of Israel. For the Iranians, I think this is a new opportunity to actually pursue the path of peace. As I said yesterday, what the Iranians have showed through their support of terror networks, through their now failed effort to build a nuclear weapon, is that they're just not very good at war.
It really is insane to me, because the reasons we don't get along with Iran go back to the Cold War and their ties with Russia. A lot of the same reason we don't get along with Russia nowadays, but where Republicans have since softened up to Russia, despite Russia engaging in numerous conflicts, nuclear act, and militarized aggression against sovereign countries, Iran has not launched a single unprovoked attack since 1979, yet on MAGA's perspective, we're supposed to believe we can't trust Iran. They'd kill everyone if they get a chance or a nuke. But oh, by the way, Israel, who's bombed 5 countries in the last year, is totally fine to have one. And Russia, let's let them do whatever they want. Let's just stop pretending that this is about anything but money and religious dogma, the two worst poisons in American politics.
I think what the Iranians have shown very clearly is they don't want this war to go on for much longer. Their air defenses have been totally destroyed. Their conventional missile program has been largely destroyed. And of course, their nuclear program has been obliterated, as I said before. So I think the Iranians are at a place where they don't want to keep on fighting. You saw the president, and I don't have the truth in front of me, but he talked about the next 6 hours, finalizing the attacks. I mean, I think what he's talking about is right now, for the American people watching, it's dark over there. That's typically when the Israelis and the Iranians have been shooting at each other. I think there's some recognition that that might continue for another few hours, and tomorrow really is a new day. The end of the 12-day war, the end of the Iranian nuclear program, and I really do believe the beginning of something very big for peace in the Middle East.
This is what's insane to me, because he is essentially right. Iran has done nothing to warrant being attacked. They have shown no interest in war. They're now the only party showing that they want an off-ramp to the conflict. They want normalization talks. They were trying to do it with Trump when Israel and them started bombing them. But we're supposed to feel proud and patriotic about helping Israel unnecessarily beat up on them. Yet we're supposed to oppose the smaller country of Ukraine, preventing Russia from slaughtering them by literally just sending them old weapons. But guys, don't think about it too hard. I want to say this now. Trump deserves no flowers if the normalization or peace he brings in the Middle East is just expanded Israeli oppression to where instead of like occupying and oppressing Gaza, they're just now doing it to the entirety of the Middle East, with US having their back to a point that none of the Arab countries can really respond without fear of like being obliterated. Like boot on the neck type of oppression, right? He should get no flowers for that. And I fear that this is all these people want for these Arab countries because of their religious dogma. They don't actually care about ending the conflict in a way that resolves it for everyone. They just want Israel to get the better end of the stick.